Okay, so let's talk about advantages and disadvantages of AC over DC. Okay, so you know that there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages. So when we compare advantages and disadvantages, everyone says the same. That is, advantages are more like at a higher position than disadvantages. So we need AC. Without AC, we can't even live, right? So then, what are the advantages? First advantage is the generation of AC, that is a production of AC or generation of AC is much more easier than production of DC. Okay, that is the biggest advantage. And second one, that is the AC production generation, AC generator, we will discuss. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So second one is the transmission loss. So the transmission loss is actually very less in the case of AC and it is very high in the case of DC. I mean compared to AC. Okay. So transmission loss is another example. So you can just remember the advantage and disadvantage one word like that. But the production, then transmission loss, then what about AC like So that is another advantage is AC we can easily convert to DC by using rectifiers. So in electronics we will discuss about that rectifiers. How is the rectifying circuits and stuff like that. So we will discuss it. Okay. So that is another big advantage. And then what about the disadvantages? One thing is the safety. You can remember like safety is the biggest disadvantage because at a high voltage AC is more dangerous than DC. Why AC is more dangerous than DC? If there is a question like why AC is more dangerous than DC. So suppose you can explain it like you know that DC current means it's just like this. Okay. What about AC current? AC current is like this. The AC voltage is varying like this. DC voltage is just like this. So, but we always deal with something like, for example, in a household AC, how many is the household AC value? That is 230 volt, 220 to 230 volt. This is actually the RMS voltage. This is the RMS voltage. It's not actually what the real, the peak voltage. So peak is here. We know that Vrms is equal to V peak or V maximum divided by root 2. Okay. Or how much will be V peak? Root 2 into Vrms. So in a household circuit, 230 volt, suppose you consider it as 230 volt. So V peak will be equal to V peak or V maximum will be equal to root 2 into 230. So it will be almost 311 something like that, 311 volt. Okay, I don't know the exact value, but it is almost 300 plus. So the question is, look at this, the problem is, while we dealing with the AC voltage, so the maximum value could be 311, up to 311. So 230 volt shock and 311 volt shock are much, there is a huge difference. There is a huge difference. Okay, so you always remember that dealing with AC is a little bit difficult. So it's like, how can we say that? Yeah, it's more of like the peak voltage. We consider RMS voltage, but sometimes it will be peak. Okay, so that's it. So next disadvantage is, like in some particular cases, we cannot use alternating current. For example, charging, battery charging, or electric traction. Okay, so electric traction. What is electric traction? Electric traction means like in the automobile, in locomotive systems, we use some braking system, especially in the case of trains, trolleys, etc. So such systems we use particularly for those giant locomotive systems. So that is what is electric traction, and in those systems and the electric charging, electroplating. You remember electroplating in chemistry, right? In electrochemistry, you must have studied electroplating. That is, we can one metal we can coat on the other plate. So such things we cannot use this one DC current. We cannot use AC current. We can only use DC current. Okay, so that's it. And next to LC oscillation, we will discuss that next.